Hello everyone, I'm RecV5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Madden NFL 2005 with interception number 7.
Yes. This is a replay from a game I was playing where I was playing with the Minnesota Nords against the Arizona Stingers. And in this game, I intercepted the Arizona Stingers 9 times.
Oh my god.
It's a single game record, most interceptions in a game. And you know what? This is late in the fourth quarter. I think the score is like 45-7 or something like that at this point.
Yep, 45-7.
Yeah. But, the main reason that score was that lopsided is because up to this point, I'd already intercepted the Stingers quarterback 6 times. And a couple of those actually got returned for touchdowns, too. But anyway, they're in the I formation, and they're going to drop back and try to throw some kind of a pass.
Okay.
And this is the defense that I've been working on for next season.
Your 3-4 base defense.
Yes, which is a 3-4 base, and I don't always show this kind of a look with the 3-4. Like, quite often I'll place the inside linebackers down on the line in between the linemen or something like that, right?
Yep.
But anyway, this is just a standard 3-4, and it's a 4-man rush. I'm crashing the right end and the nose tackle.
Looks like the 3-4 here is reversed too.
Yes, I reversed it because I draw all of my pass rush plays out of the standard 3-4 coming from the left side, and then when I want to rush from the right side, I just reverse the formation.
Yep.
Because what it does is it affects the angles at which because if you give a player a blitz middle assignment, well, that blitz middle is always angled slightly down and to the right.
Yep.
So if you give the outside linebacker, the right outside linebacker, that blitz middle assignment, his angle will actually be advantageous for pass rushing from the left side, like where you see the right outside linebacker.
Yep.
But if you reverse the formation, well, then the left outside linebacker now has that blitz package or blitz assignment angled slightly in toward the middle of the field too.
Which you can't actually draw yourself.
But you can get a defensive player to follow that pattern if you draw it for a guy on the other side and then reverse the formation.
Yeah.
Right? And that's basically what I did here. So I'm crashing the right end and the nose tackle toward the right-hand side of the screen, and the left end just has a straight ahead, generic pass rush assignment.
Yep.
And then I'm playing basically 5 man-to-man under 2 because I've gotten to the point where, at this point in the game, it's such a laugher that I'm not really too terribly worried about trying to bring pressure or anything like that. I'm just playing conservatively to try and run the clock out.
Yep.
Anyway, if you want to start the play, though, you can see how this particular pass rush works. You'll see that I engage number 76 there, or 66, sorry. And the right end actually slides over and engages the center, which is very key in getting the left outside linebacker to come free around the edge because the offensive line can't trade and shift over to pick him up with like number 70, right?
Yeah, they can't trade across 3 positions.
That's right. And so the left outside linebacker is able to come around the outside. And I mean, you're something of an expert at this particular technique too. And of course, they left both running backs in to block. But that's okay because now they are sending 3 receivers out and I'm dropping 7 in coverage. And then, of course, you can see the 2 inside linebackers standing there short.
Yep.
Basically, they didn't join the pass rush this time around. They just kind of stood back and played a short makeshift zone, right?
Yep.
Which would be why the quarterback doesn't try to throw to that wide receiver who is running the crossing route over the middle there, right? Because he'd have to try and throw it over those 2 linebackers in order to get it to him, which would be a dangerous throw. So instead, he goes and he throws it toward the left. And it turns out you can see which player reacts. It's actually the wide receiver that reacts. Like he sticks his hands up like he wants to try and catch this pass. But that pass is far enough behind him that the linebacker who's actually covering the tight end there is able to jump on that pass route and catch it.
Yeah, it's this guy he's throwing to, but this guy comes and picks it off.
Yeah. And then he basically runs it in for a touchdown. And of course, like the Nords have decent linebackers, but they don't have anybody with blazing speed or anything like that. I think most of their linebacking group has around, on average, around 70 speed.
Yep.
So they're not, like track stars by any means. They have enough range to be able to play their positions, and that's about it. But, this close to the end zone and the way that pass was thrown behind everybody, well, he's able to make it, inside the 5-yard line before somebody even shows up to try and tackle him.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why they have this this tight end running that curl route that this tight end is running. He's supposed to be motioned across the other side of the field, and it's supposed to end in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder it ends up interfering with this other receiver's route.
Yeah, I recognize that now that you pointed out. That's that weird sit slant kind of thing. It almost looks like a slant, except at the end he turns around and faces the quarterback like he's running a curl route, right? And yeah, you're right. That he should have been on the right-hand side of the formation for that. But I'm not sure what route that wide receiver was running, but that quarterback threw that ball away so early that I think that was a broken route anyways, right?
It looks like a short corner.
Maybe. I don't know.
That wide receiver is running, but, there's no reason that tight end should be over there at all running his spot. I think that's a spot route.
Yeah. But anyway, like this, there wasn't really anybody open on this play, so he probably should have just, maybe pulled the ball down, tried to scramble or something like that. But
I suppose it depends on what down it is. But I
believe
he shouldn't have thrown that.
If you look at who the Stingers' quarterback is, I think their starter was injured, and this guy is like a backup, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's not the starter.
Yeah, that's not the starting quarterback for the Stingers. I can't remember the guy's name right now, but it's not Carter. And this guy threw 9 interceptions in this game.
Wow.
So anyway, when you get an interception from a linebacker playing man-to-man coverage, you know that you're up against an offense that is bad, right? Because this kind of thing almost never happens,
Yeah, that wasn't the best thrown ball either.
No. And, usually you have to work a little harder than that to get an interception in this game, though. But anyway, I guess we'll pause for a moment because I got one more quick one to show.
All right. And we're back.
Yes, and the next replay we're going to have a look at is a little bit of goal line defense by the Lifers. And this is out of that same new-ish playbook I'm working on. And what I did here is I made the goal line defense. This is actually a modified goal line defense.
Okay.
Using the same technique that I've been using though with the 3-3-5 that I've been using for the last couple of seasons or so, right? Where I've got the 3 defensive linemen packed together shoulder to shoulder in the middle there, over top of the center.
Yep.
And then the right defensive end is lined up outside of the left tackle there. And the left defensive end is lined up out wide to the point where he's actually standing upright. And then I've got 2 linebackers right behind the defensive line. And you'll notice number 24 there, who is Simpson, the free safety. And what I did was I moved the middle linebacker back into that position and replaced him with the free safety. So the 2 linebackers there are actually the left and right outside linebackers. And then, of course, Ado is the strong safety. So basically what we're doing here is I don't like the standard goal line formation. It's extremely weak against wide runs, and it's terrible against the pass.
Yep.
So I was looking for a better solution, and I think I found it right here, because with this type of defense, you can get pressure from either side. And you also have a lot of players packed up tight in the middle to try and plug the gaps so that they can't run up the middle. And the 2 safeties are actually in positions not unlike the way that a linebacker would play. So they're close enough to be able to come up and support against the run if need be. But in this play, the Green Bay Goblins are trying to pass. And so they drop back to pass. And you'll notice that the defensive tackle there manages to force his way through the gap. Right, number 94, Redding there. And he gets through quickly enough that he's actually able to get his hands on the quarterback and drag him down.
And sack the San Diego Runners quarterback.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is San Diego, pardon me, not Green Bay. But anyway, the ball comes out, and then it's a mad scramble for the ball because that's a live ball.
Yep.
Because this was, in fact, a sack fumble. And, of course, everybody takes a stab at it.
And they're so coordinated.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's amazingly difficult to pick up a ball off the ground like that. But I managed to get control again and turn around and pick it up myself. So there you go. A scoring opportunity snuffed out by a turnover.
And not just a turnover, but a sack fumble.
Yeah, but anyway, if you look at this, you see how he forces his way past the tackle number 61 there, right? And then you see the running back staying in the backfield who cut blocks the defensive end, right? Because he has to make a choice now. Since the defensive tackle managed to force his way through that gap, he has to decide which of those two players he's going to block. He can't block both of them.
Yep. And man, the blocking just totally breaks down here. Like, you've got 3 guys coming into the backfield at this point.
Yeah, well, that's what attacking the gaps does, right? And if you look upfield, well, the coverage is actually pretty good too, because I'm playing a zone defense here, which I often do in this part of the field, right?
Yep.
So what I'm counting on here is if he does manage to force a pass out there, I'm hoping that one of these players, playing in a short zone type of situation, will be alert enough to be able to step in front of the pass and maybe pick it off. And just one final note, if you look at who's playing right corner, all the way back at the back of the end zone there, well, that's Grant Brown. And of course, I had Grant Brown playing wide receiver for a season because I was doing much the same thing with him as what I'm doing with Danny Jones and the Crusaders. And I wanted to see if it would actually work.
Yep.
And believe me, it works because Grant Brown has got, I'm just playing, I've played 3 exhibition games since moving him back to the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
And he has 3 interceptions in the first 3 games.
Wow.
He leads the team. So,
He's now suddenly an extraordinarily valuable player.
Well, the thing is that his catch rating is like 81. So he, is a decent guy at catching the football. And when he plays the nickel position, he is a turnover threat, right?
Yep.
And he's also a decent tackler, and he's, faster than most linebackers. He's not very fast for a defensive back, but he is faster than most linebackers, particularly on this team, at least.
Yep.
And so what I've done is I've sort of invented a, patterned after your original idea, a linebacker light kind of a position.
Yep.
And I use that nickel corner as an extra linebacker, basically, right? But anyway, that was lots of fun, and that's how things are going on my defensive scheme. And I won my last exhibition game 23-0.
Nice.
Because Aaron Baker got injured, so I had to start the game with Amos Paris, who managed to put 17 points up on the board in the first half. But then my rookie that I drafted to replace the outgoing Casey Mitchell only managed to complete 28% of his passes in the second half. He's just terrible. And, of course, lots of drops and that kind of thing, too. But anyway, I guess we're digressing, so we should move on.
All right. And we're back.
Yes, week 3. And last week, we had a very close game. Actually, closer than the score would indicate anyway. We ended up winning it by 3 touchdowns, but when we were into the third quarter still, it was still a pretty close game. And this is the one where Vince Freeborg piled up his 13th sack in 2 games.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And got 5 sacks in this game. But anyway, it looked like against the Scorpions, it was actually a pretty competitive game up until about the middle of the 4th quarter when they mishandled a punt. And I was able to pick it up and run it in for a touchdown. And that pretty much
broke their own backs.
Yeah, and you know what? They'd been pressing. They'd even been pressing you on defense for most of the 3rd quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that turnover pretty much finished them. But anyway, this week we're playing against the Arizona Stingers, who are a tougher defensive team, of course. So I guess we'll see how things go. And I know I've got some things that I wanted to do with the offense, but I've been too busy building my defense for next season for the Crusaders. So I guess I'll probably get back to that at some point. But for now, I guess we'll just stick with the defense or the offense that I've been working with for the last little while. Oh, okay. There. Now I got to do that again because I changed profiles. That wasn't very smart. I should have changed profile first.
Yeah, well, these things happen.
Maybe we can speed this process.
Oh, whoa.
I did it
Maybe
again.
You should pause for a second.
Yeah, we'll pause for a second here. Okay, we got my chair issues worked out again here.
Yeah, because you've got that new recliner and you keep forgetting you can't lean forward on it.
I have a terrible habit of leaning forward because I used to be able to do that with the old chair, and I haven't quite got used to the idea that I can't do that with this chair any yet.
Yeah. Well, it's like I keep saying, you should just pull that chair 6 inches forward.
Yeah, really. That way I can reach without overbalancing it. Okay, there. It's just that it keeps migrating backward too, right?
Well, that's because you're a big 250-pound linebacker-sized dude who sits down in a chair that's on concrete basement floor, and it slides backwards a little bit every time you sit down.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yes, Johnson, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Yep. Okay, we won the toss. So I think I'm going to defend the end with the wind at my back.
Both teams eager to get.
And of course they have, as they were saying at the beginning of the game, they have Damon Sawyer, and they're expecting this to be a big-time defensive game, blah, 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 right? And sometimes these games with the Stingers can, in fact, turn out to be defensive struggles, right?
Well, we'll just have to do our best.
Yep.
And hopefully you will drop less than 20 passes.
Yes, hopefully.
Okay, how are they looking?
Well,
their starting quarterback is out.
Yep.
They do have this guy, though, who's a nightmare of a running back. 80 strength.
Yeah, 91 break tackle as well. So you're going to want to use lots of those swarming defenses and gang tackle whenever possible.
They have a very fast corner 1, but no other real speed.
Yeah, we should have a look at that quarterback again. What does he look like?
Garbage.
Yeah, he's 65 overall, and he's also very slow on his feet. And he's not really very good at throwing the ball either. So, yeah, you might be able to sack this guy a few times.
Jim should have stayed a farmer.
Yeah, well, he's going to have some aches and pains after this game, I think.
Well, I hope so. Let's just hope we can keep that one wide receiver contained.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think if you either press him or play a cushion, you should be fine. There's no neutral coverages in this game, I don't think.
No, I've actually experimented, and neutral is the least effective way to play coverage. If you're gonna, unless you're like playing like some real specific zone that needs that kind of spacing, but
Yeah.
otherwise it is actually the weakest coverage. You always want to either be pressing or playing everyone off at all times. Doesn't matter what you do, just press or play everyone off. Because the neutral position is terrible.
Yes, I have to say I agree. I have found the same thing.
The home team are
Generally
lined up for the
speaking,
kickoff.
I either press or play off as well. Oh.
He kicks it off. This kick
Making
goes
it easy
out
on
of
me, huh?
Oh, jeez. I've kicked a kickoff out of bounds every game so far this season.
But it goes out of bounds.
The return team is going to have good position.
Oh, I am so
They don't
bad at
have to worry
kicking.
about
Wow.
running back.
I missed like a 20-yard field goal today, too.
First and 10.
Again, because of a zero accuracy kick. That was in that 23-0 win that I had in the exhibition.
Only one man in the backfield.
Yep.
To the halfback. Fisher records the stop at the
It should have been
42.
26-0, but I missed a really short field goal just because of that kick meter, right?
Second and 8 coming up here. He hands it off. Floyd makes the play at the 46-yard
Get pancaked
line.
after the play?
Singers
Yeah.
come into today's game with one of the
Yeah,
most
that's kind of a little bit of a cheap shot, hey?
They're just showing off their good sportsmanship,
Defense
man.
has its work cut out for it. But they have to play aggressively and keep pressure on the quarterback if they want to come away with a win in this one.
A little over 4 to go. They'll play things tighter on the outside. Quick.
Oh.
Great fake. Gets the pass off.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was a terrible throw. Go, 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 go.
There we go.
Spectacular interception and
Wow.
return for a touchdown.
I didn't think you were going to make it there for a minute. Yeah, wow, that pass was going to go. I don't know what kind of a pass that was, but I think it looked like one of maybe those hook outs. And it looked like even if that pass had made it to the receiver, he was going to go out of bounds anyway.
Yep. But it was a terrible throw anyways.
Yeah, he shouldn't have thrown that, that's for sure. But you might be able to victimize this guy because, he's not a very good player, right?
Yep.
Okay, there.
Sends it sailing. From the 4 to the 20. The defense did a nice job the last time around forcing the interception.
Well,
First and 10.
hey, both of our last two games has started with a pick six.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, except that the last game it was me that threw the interception, right?
Oh.
In motion. Tossing it over the middle.
Oh.
And he makes the grab.
Just a blown coverage there.
By the receiver, reading the coverage and adjusting his route accordingly.
I don't think that's what happened there, Al. I think it was more like the guy defending the route just missed it. He had excellent coordination on that play.
The receiver
Yeah.
reads zone, but the quarterback reads man. You can see passes going right to the defender.
Great play in the backfield. They just
Freeboard
blanketed
doing
the
his
receiver
push-ups.
downfield.
Yeah, that guy is not going to run away from anybody,
Throw it
right?
to me. Throw it away. You can't take the sack and lose yardage like that.
Tightening up the
You could
coverage
take the
along
sack and lose
outside.
yardage like that. What are you talking about, John?
The quarterback is back in the shotgun. Pumps once. Gets the pass off. On the money. Abraham.
Well, didn't give
stops
up the
it
first
at
down
the
at least.
48.
Nope.
Caught the pass, but
They're
didn't go
going to
in.
have to run another
Defense is
play.
real good at putting a quick end to completion.
Well, you're going to have to decide something, or they're going to start without you.
Shifting some personnel up front. Going to the right.
Oh, come on! That's why I left him out there too. And
Yeah, that's a suction block, though. You see that, right? Because he's totally standing right in the running back's path.
yeah,
And then he got suctioned into the fullback, right?
you just can't win sometimes.
Yeah. No, you had the right call there. I think that was just a EA physics thing, right?
It's in the game.
Yeah.
This drive. Ball at about midfield. The corners move up to play this one tight. Quick, the deep back. Tosses it left.
So you need to have two guys out there, one to eat up the suction block, so that the next guy can make the tackle, right?
God.
Just like this time.
Long way to go. Drops back. Under pressure, tossing it over the middle.
Wow, they had two guys running side by side there. It's almost like they were running the same route.
I think they were, and probably that play is supposed to have motion, but they both beat their man coverage guy, so that's fine. We had excellent man coverage there. Exemplary even.
Giving some cushion on the outside. They'll pass on first down.
Oh, well, that'll back them up a little again.
Great downfield coverage that time, John.
You have to go through your progression and get rid of the ball. Give your receivers a chance to make a play. You just can't take a sack in a situation like that.
Farmer with a man in motion.
Here he comes again.
Yep.
Wow, 3rd and 21.
Just got to do that one more time, buddy.
Yeah.
They'll need to get the ball inside the 24 to convert for a
He's got
first
3 sacks already in the first, 6 minutes of the game, right?
down. Only one man back. Dropping back. Throwing short to his left. Short completion.
That's okay. They're still too far away to kick a field goal here.
Armstrong comes into the game for the punt. Here's the punt.
See that? We'll have to see if this is going to be... Oh, that took a bad bounce. We'll have to see if this is going to be another one of those games where you put up a no trespassing sign at the 40-yard line, eh?
Well, I try to.
Looks like he's changing the play. Shields moves in motion.
Well, hopefully Shields can catch this pass.
Pass play here on first down. Gets rid of it.
Yep.
Oh, he makes the catch anyway. Sawyer
Because, you know what? Your defense has been so successful playing with the Crusaders that I didn't realize it after our last Crusaders game, but you had actually had a string of 3 consecutive shutouts going. Right?
Yeah, I've given up 3 points in 4 games.
Yeah, and the last game you gave up a field goal, and that was it.
Going to the air on first down. Slings it out to the left. Loses.
Oh, look at that. He ran out of a tackle.
Out of bounds at the 35.
Okay, that gets us out of a little bit of a hole.
Barrels into the defender, taking it right off the turf. Now that was a textbook block right there.
Oh, okay.
Throwing on first down. Gets rid of it. The 40. And this pass is completed. Black with the stop at the 48-yard line. Gaffney doing an excellent job on this drive.
Things are really slowing down for him right now.
Gotta adjust yourself in your chair there.
Yeah, I gotta adjust myself in my chair here.
In some kind of rhythm out there.
Oh yes, you finally replaced the 50-year-old chair.
Yep, the 50-year-old recliner has finally been retired to the bin out there in the yard.
Collins moves in motion. He'll pass on first down. Throws it.
Wow, that was terribly thrown ball.
I think you should have thrown it to Shields in the middle there.
I didn't even look there, to be honest with you. I was
every now and then he'll let one bounce off his hands like that, but most of the time you can rely on him to make the catch when you really
because the guy running that pattern that I did try to throw the ball to did come open, right? It's just that the quarterback has an accuracy issue at this point in his career.
Hand it off. Sawyer takes him down.
That was
Damon Sawyer coming from the opposite side of the formation
on the blitz.
Yeah.
But he is one of the best safeties in the league.
And he runs my running back down from behind. I gotta go look and see who I got anyway. I thought I had somebody with some speed there, but I could be mistaken.
Chris Johnson.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had Page in there carrying the ball, but that probably wasn't a
game changer at all.
Yeah.
Probably didn't do anything.
We go back to the game.
Well, basically Damon Sawyer ran him down from behind from the opposite side of the field.
Because Damon Sawyer has like 94 speed at safety.
Stingers come out in a nickel package.
Well, we'll see if we can get the tight end involved in the passing game here.
Looking for a receiver. Gets
Yep.
the pass off. What a collision. The defender brings him down.
He's not going to run over. He might run over that corner, but he's not going to run over Damon Sawyer.
It's hard to run over Damon Sawyer. Even Calvin Allen on the Crusaders can barely do it.
Okay, I'm not sure how well this is going to go, but hopefully I can get that guard out in front there and he'll pick up whoever might try and cut me off out there.
They give it to the halfback.
Or not.
Makes the stop at the 40-yard line. 1 yard gain on that play. First down marker is just inside the 32.
I don't know. I don't have much of an outside running game with this team because of a severe lack of speed, right?
With the pass. Good pass. He just couldn't handle it.
And that's how drives end.
Oh, I don't know. You still got time yet?
Well, I have to complete a 9-yard pass, which is not always the easiest thing to do.
Surveying the field. Gets the pass off. And he's
Edwards will pull through.
I think they were bringing some kind of a... Yeah, see, they were bringing a blitz there again, right?
Yep.
And he's going over to cover him. So they've got, yeah, I don't know what the hell that guy's doing, but it looks like they're playing some kind of one deep here again, right? Which is what allowed me to throw that slant.
Third down to keep this drive alive. They were in a tough spot here. This is a heck of a throw and catch to pick up that first down.
directing traffic. Again, he'll get the call. He's at the 20. Thompson.
That was a nice run.
14-yard line. And that gain will give them a fresh set of downs.
He just exploded towards the marker that time. That was a big-time run.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Off to the tailback.
And another nice run.
At the 6, 8-yard gain. 12th play of this drive. In field goal range now.
Yeah, they got the goal line out there.
They really want you to run against them.
I'm guessing not.
Well, I don't know. We've talked in length now about how terrible the goal line tends to be against the run.
On the carry. Black takes him down at the 5. Johnson didn't get any help.
I think you got a bad spot there.
Yeah, I think I did too, but what can you do?
Just as soon as you snap the ball.
Gonna try this from the proper goal line formation here now.
Looks like he's changing the play.
See if I can't jam it up the middle without leaning too far forward in my chair here.
He gets the count.
Oh, didn't quite make it.
He got popped. I'll tell you one thing. He's going to
4th and inches.
Watch this here. He gets his helmet.
Oh well,
right
I'm going to
under
kick the
his
field goal.
chin.
It's the sure 3 points. I got inside the 5 so I can do the quick 3-tap thing.
Even with this guy.
Yep.
And it's on its way. Veteran kicks it through.
No problem for him. Whatever the situation,
You want to get points when you get down that close.
And smooth.
And I could have tried going for it on 4th down, but you know, like, you hate to go for it and not make it and come away with nothing. On the other hand, if we were trailing by a couple of touchdowns, I probably would have went for it, right?
From the 4-yard line.
Because, like you say, the odds are in favor of the offense in a 4th and less than 1 situation, right?
That's right.
So they have 1st and 10 here. The defense is going to play this one very tight. The quarterback gets set with only one back behind him. Hand off to the tailback. Number 51 records the stop at the 25-yard line. So that play goes for about 6.
And even if I chip through those field goals, if you can keep these guys slowed down, I mean, it looks to me like about all they have is a running attack. Their passing game is going to be hazardous to themselves at best, I think.
And we're ready to start.
Oh, look, they're coming out in 4 wide receivers now.
It's 2nd down and 5 to go. They'll play things tighter on the outside. The quarterback is back in the shotgun. Gets the pass off. Incomplete.
Pass defense.
Yeah, the safety didn't make a play on the ball, he made a play on the man.
Yeah, we see a lot of footballs popping up when he makes
Yeah, it looked like he
contact.
beat his man coverage guy real solid there.
Wherever they hit
Yep.
And how to do it.
But that's why you leave those safeties back.
The thing is that even if he catches that pass and hangs on to it, with the way the safety played that, you don't feel too bad, right? Because at least he didn't try and make a jump at a ball that he couldn't possibly catch, right?
Farmer from the shotgun. Stepping up with the pass.
Pass defense.
Yeah. Yeah, what was that? A defensive end there hitting them?
Oh, let's see here. No, that was a defensive tackle.
Which is probably even worse. I don't think wide receivers are used to getting hit by defensive linemen.
No, I don't think so.
Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3-and-out.
Only you could put them back at safety.
Here's the kick. From the 31.
Well, I'm not going to run anybody over with
Picks up a
Edwards.
few yards
Nope.
on the return. It's 1st and 10. Edwards moves in motion. Looks like he's calling an audible.
Come on.
Nope.
Oh, come on, he's a tight end. I should be able to snap the ball when he's moving. That's such bullshit. I get tired of this nonsense.
It's because you have that tendency to try to push forward on the D-pad before snapping the ball, huh?
No, what happened was I wanted to snap the ball while he was in motion toward the outside.
Ah,
to try
wouldn't let you.
And it wouldn't let me.
Pass play here on first down.
That's okay. Throw it to him now.
A lot of space in front of him.
And he'll run over that guy.
He got hit so hard, he
There, it's just like he had a run play on first down.
Yep.
Hutchinson did a nice job of bringing that one in.
Yeah, either that or it just got thrown in there so hard it stuck.
Okay, well, you know what? It's the same play, just going in the opposite direction.
Gets rid of it. Thrown behind, but caught.
And it worked just about the same way.
Yep.
The defense blitzes the corner, but the
Well, you know what? You got to get the
first down.
tight ends in this team involved in the passing game because our receiving group is not good, right?
Defense lines up in the nickel. Hutchinson goes in motion. Fullback handoff.
Oh, look at that. I
Nice.
slipped through that hole.
Dives and brings it
That was
down.
slick.
He could be
Yep.
seeing more carries after that.
I'm kind of surprised that worked, actually. The reason I motioned the tight end there is I was hoping that maybe they would change this guy's position, right?
Yep.
You know, but as it turned out, where he was actually perfectly good because the center got him.
Let's get back to the action on the field. They have to get the ball inside the 39 to convert.
But yeah, basically with this team, you have to use the
Gaffney sends a man in motion.
tight ends a lot in the passing game, and you have to run with the fullbacks a lot, right?
Dropping back. Gets the pass off. And this pass.
And Shields there actually has a set of hands on him anyways, so...
Great
Yep.
tackle to save the touchdown.
Yeah, you also have to throw to the fullbacks out of the backfield because it just so happens that the fullbacks on this team can catch, which is,
unusual.
well, you don't always have that element on a team unless you bring a different player in and make them into a fullback, right?
Well, that's actually what you did with Shields.
Yeah. However, the other guy, Rotolo, can catch the ball a little bit too, right?
Looks like he's changing the play. Throwing. And it's complete. Thompson stops him at the 1-yard line. Bennett didn't have much room to do anything.
Now we're in pound the ball at the goal line 3 times and then kick a field goal if we must territory again. Okay, well.
Shields in motion. Cross play to the right. This one is handed off.
Now there you go.
Gets it in on second down and goal.
See, that time, I designed this play so that you can motion this fullback, right, from here to this way.
Yep.
On this toss play, and as it turns out, he sealed that corner off so that I could run to the outside, right?
Yep.
Back to the game.
And that's why I don't go with a standard goal line offense.
Comes in to attempt the point after.
Instead of that 3 tight end I formation thing, I'm basically going with a 2 tight end, 2 fullback
They just can't seem to stop him.
alignment. Because I found that there are about 3 different plays that you can run out of that formation that are all effective. And you can, call one of them, and then if you choose one of those plays as an audible, which I did with the fullback dive,
3 and out on the offensive
then what I
end.
do is usually I'll call an outside run play at the goal line, and if they don't show me any opportunity to run outside, then I'll audible back to the inside, right?
The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. Quick.
Oh. That's okay. You got lots of guys in the area, right?
That just goes to show you that the coach trusts the guy to hang on to the ball.
2nd and 6. Quick, in the backfield. Pressure goes with a short pass to the right side. Bird with the tackle at the 30.
That's okay. We got the flat zone out there.
Yeah.
Oh, what are they doing here?
They're putting the goal line offense out there. Looks like they're going to try and run for a first down on 3rd and 3.
Or some such.
I don't know about this strategy. I mean, you know what? I'll try to run for a first down sometimes on 3rd down and 3 or so. But I try not to be too obvious about it, you know? Like, I try and put a formation out there where you could possibly throw a pass too, right?
Can't quite get to the first down marker.
We know that it's a passing game, and you have to be able to pass in the NFL. But I'll tell you this, if you can't run and stop the run, it makes it very hard to win a championship.
Here's the punt. He signals for a fair catch.
Well, that one bounced back toward him too.
Yeah, got a 5-yard return on that.
Yeah.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
But anyway, if you have slower running backs than things like the I formation big, if you want to try to run the ball, that seems to work pretty well.
Edwards, the man in motion. Hands it off. The back breaks free. Solid hit. Just punched it.
And the thing is, when you get hit like
And
that, it's like having a bumblebee in
your
helmet.
offset I formations seem to work fairly well for that kind of thing too.
Attack that is consistent and effective.
You know, like you don't need a speedy running back to run successfully out of those formations in particular.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to dive into the middle.
Hands it off to the fullback. John, one of your favorite terms.
And you actually got a couple.
Well, my goal there, when they show me that kind of a look, my goal basically is just to try to avoid losing a yard or two, right? Even if I get no gain, it's still, I'm further ahead, I think, than if I try to, you know, like run and lose 3 yards or something, right?
Shield. He picked up just enough.
And the rushing attack commences.
Well, that's my strategy for this team, right? Basically, what I want to do with this team is I want to lean heavily on the fullbacks because both of them are half-decent runners. For fullbacks, right?
Looking upfield. Dives and brings him down.
And then just not lose yards.
Yeah, well, in that case, I didn't gain anything, but I didn't lose anything either, right?
It's actually better than a drop pass on first down because the clock keeps running.
Yeah, well, there's that too, but
Gaffney with a man in motion. Dropping back. Gets rid of it. And he just can't hang on. And this one will fall to the turf.
wide open receiver drops a pass.
Well, he might have good hands for a fullback, but it's for a fullback.
Yeah.
But that pass was a little behind him, too. It wasn't necessarily the best thrown ball either.
Gaffney sends a man in motion. Surveying the field. Throws it.
Oh, again.
Yeah, he shouldn't have dropped that one.
Failed to hang on to it.
You have to be able to make those catches.
Maybe this is one of those scripted dead drives.
Yeah, I think it's one of those scripted dead drives, to tell you the truth.
Smith back to return.
But that's okay. We'll just go doink and have it bounce at about the 25 and roll to about the 14 and call that an inside the 20 punt, eh?
Sure.
I had one in a practice game earlier today. Literally roll. I thought it was going to be a touchback. I thought for sure it was going to be. It came as close to the goal line as you can get without actually touching the stripe, right?
They'll go from the I formation. Farmer with a man. They'll pass on first down. Pressure coming.
And the quarterback spy says no.
Yep.
So I think that was a lame duck coming out, and the quarterback spy just knocked it down after.
Yeah, you know what? I've discovered that that spy, even if you only have one spy in the middle of a defense sometimes can make all the difference.
Quick, the lone setback. Drops back. Under pressure, throwing.
Whoa, that was pretty close to being a sack, too.
Brings him down at the 22. Number 80.
Well, now they got the big guys out there again.
That's what the mark of a solid defense is. They close in on the and they don't
Again.
Again.
Ball on their own 22. Tightening up the coverage along the outside. Receives the handoff. Love with the stop.
And they fail once again.
Yeah, that was Tiki Love. That's our star right end there.
Yep.
He's as fast as a linebacker, actually. He's probably like the best cupcake defensive end I've ever seen.
He is, I think, probably the best player on the defensive line, that's for sure.
Yeah, more or less.
Here's the punt. Fair catch.
That was a terrible punt.
It was. But that's okay. Now I'll get another chance, I guess.
First and 10.
We'll try running a little counter out of the big eye here, eh? Uh-oh.
Give it to the halfback.
Well, that guy just got beat.
Oh, and now we're going to get a holding penalty instead. All
Think
right.
of it this way, you get an extra down.
Yeah, well, you know, first and 20 is definitely better than,
Second and 15?
yeah,
Ball on their own 45.
whatever it was that we were going to be instead.
Bennett goes in motion. They'll pass on first down. Goes over the middle. This one's Walsh.
Oh, well, now it's second and 20.
Which is worse than second and 15.
I have a feeling I'm going to be punting shortly.
Johnson comes in motion. Looks like he's changing the play. Dropping back on the run. Walker makes the
That was
play.
pretty well covered, actually. I can usually get a little more than that out of that.
Third down and long coming up here. As they get ready for this third down play, we'll take a look at how they've done today.
Third down is when you want your players to dig deep and make a clutch play. When you convert, it gives your
Okay,
defense a
this is
little
going to be
extra
interesting.
rest, and it gives your offense a fresh set of downs to work with.
Surveying the field. Throws it.
Yep.
And he makes the grab. And he's forced.
I caught them playing a flat zone with the corner on that side, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, when you put together a
And
great pass with a heck of a catch,
they got a linebacker covering him. Wow. That looked like a zone defense the way that started off, but I guess it was a man coverage, right? But they're playing one deep again. You see that? So
We'll go back
there you
to
go.
the play on the field.
That was thanks to another bad defensive call, right?
So they have first and 10 here.
That might have been a bit late. No, you're fine.
Hand it off to the fullback.
Yeah, I reversed it so that I could hand it off to the fullback on the other side instead.
this defense can really get after the ball. Once they figure out where the play is going.
Hey, I got a gain of 3 on that. I'm happy.
Then they have closing speed to get to a ball.
Look at this. See, they're bringing the safety up to the line every play, right?
Yep.
This one is handed off.
Well, you actually got a good, decent gain out of that.
Pick
Yep.
up on that play as they try to get the running game going, establish something big.
I'd be running it with this guy too. If he can keep getting runs and pick up 4 or 5
Well,
yards,
that's part of the plan, though, right?
keep going to it. It's 4 or 5 yards per play is what they're going to need.
The fullback attack.
In motion.
We're going to grind it out 3 yards at a time.
Dropping back, closing in. Gets
Oh.
the pass off.
Oh, that was Damon Sawyer there.
Yeah, well, I threw that a little earlier, too, because I saw
The pressure coming?
the pressure coming there, and even though my running back kind of picked him up, I knew I didn't have much time, right? Because he tried to do the cut block thing, and then that guy was going to get loose. I needed another second or so for this guy to run further to the outside, right?
Let's get back to
But
the
they
play.
just hurried me just a little bit too much. I guess that's what the blitz game is supposed to do, though, right?
Yep.
Field goal attempt.
Well, we're field goaling them to
It's
death.
on its way.
Yep. Well, you know what? We'll just keep kicking those field goals because they add up.
What a shift in this one. 20 unanswered points for them.
They're just pouring it on.
What do you mean, what a shift in this one? The gears haven't changed since the start of this game, Al.
Ooh. Okay,
They'll
well.
return this one. From
Wow,
the
that was a really short kickoff.
defense did a great job on the last series. forcing
Well,
the
that's okay.
offense to go 3 and out.
See, you had your doubts about this defensive scheme when you first came out with it, and you were debating whether you're going to keep it or not. Now you play it all the time, right?
Yep.
Farmer sends a man in motion. Pressure.
Ooh.
And the quarterback is dropped. They've applied intense pressure on the quarterback. 4 times now he's been sacked. And following the sack,
4 sacks in half a game.
Yep. Yeah, he could be on his way to 8 or 9 again.
the backs are lined up in an eye. Pressure down in backfield by number 51.
That guy is rapidly going to be developing himself a reputation too, right?
To the sack. The corners playing off a bit.
Yeah, and you can't win if you can't convert third down.
Handed off to the back.
Oh, they're just going to run on third down and half a mile or whatever
They're
it
going
was.
to give up.
They're going to give up, yeah. Just like Sir Robin, right?
God. You want me to call timeout?
After going 3 and out.
No, that's okay. The way these guys have been playing, I wouldn't count on having a great deal of offensive success anyway. And if I do get the ball back, the first thing I'm going to do is run 30 seconds or so off the clock anyway. Right? If you don't let them do it for us.
Here's the kick. And he chooses
That was a
not
good
to
punt.
return this one.
Yes, it was.
It's 1st and 10. The defense lines up in the nickel. This one is handed off. Breaking
Oh,
free.
look at this, eh? Ah,
Ooh, that one will leave a mark.
the fullback
I'll
attack.
tell you one thing, he's going to feel that in the morning.
Well, you'll have to run at least one more play.
2nd and about 1. Throws it. And
Nice
he
catch.
can't hang on.
Boy.
It looked like he'd come up with it, but he just couldn't get it under control.
He did a nice job of getting off the line and getting into his pass pattern. But he had the ball bounce right off his fingertips.
Hands off to the fullback, and he picks up just enough to convert. The fullback fouls it.
Well, maybe I'll call a timeout here.
Yeah,
I might have.
wanted some time
I might be able to do
short
something
things
now.
It's 1st and 10. Hands it off.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Didn't have the speed to make it out of bounds, but that's fine.
No, he's not fast enough to run away from anybody, but I could actually run one more play, maybe two, possibly, without having to use a timeout. We'll just have to see how things go here.
Going to the air on 1st down. Throws on the move. And this pass is completed. Hughes pulls him down at the 28-yard line.
You know what this does? It keeps one defense on the field, and it doesn't let them get the right personnel in there sometimes.
Hands it off to the fullback.
Okay, well, I guess we can try to kick a long field goal here, right?
Gaffney stops the clock.
I wanted to get a little closer. That's what I was trying to do, but I guess this will have to be...
Well, you did the best you could.
I don't think I can kick a field goal this long with this guy.
No,
but,
he's terrible.
6-yard field goal.
That wasn't badly kicked. I think he just doesn't have enough leg to get there.
Yeah, he's just a terrible kicker.
Yeah, I needed about another 5 yards. Oh, well. Must be time for the halftime stretch.
Indeed. And we're back.
Yes. And even though the score is 20-0, if you hadn't scored that defensive touchdown, this would be a considerably closer game.
Yeah, 13-0.
Not a bad kick that's set up for the return.
Yeah, that math's out about right.
3-yard line.
I got hooked on his leg there.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get around him.
Oh, well. Anyway, I guess
1st and 10.
we'll just keep seeing if we can keep doing what we've been doing here.
Shields, the man in motion.
Because even though we're not making a huge amount of yardage or anything, we're...
dropping back. Throws it. Great throw. Number 55.
still having enough success to keep the ball moving and that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
You know, they really whipped that thing in there. That's why I used to see a lot of drop passes by a defender, and it's usually because...
And I have had a little bit of success running the ball, not great big gobs of it, but just enough so that I can keep doing it.
Indeed.
At least so far, anyway. Huh, wow.
You've been falling forward quite a lot. You've been doing real good with those fullbacks.
Yep. Oh, that's their middle linebacker. He's a super duper good player, so...
No, he's not here anymore.
Yeah, I managed to get 75 yards on the ground, which, at least for me, anyway, by my standards, is not too bad.
Gaffney with a man in motion. Gets rid of it. And it's caught.
I saw they were covering the flats there that time, eh? And they were playing one deep.
Yep.
Again, I caught them one deep, but you see that Sawyer is fast enough that even playing with one deep, he was able to get over there and, you know, almost look like he was going to be part of the play, right?
Back to the field.
Luckily, you don't need a fast wide receiver to throw that corner route, because Edwards is not a fast wide receiver.
The home team have handled this defense, John, as they've averaged over 8 yards per pass play on 1st down.
Wow, they're just giving up that dive by the looks of it.
Well, hopefully, if I can get through the line there, I might be able to pick up a few yards.
Tucks it away. Number 95 makes the tackle at the 44.
How about 4?
Yeah, that's good enough. I like that.
This is a tough physical
4
team.
yards is good.
Run the ball in just about any situation. When you can run the ball consistently, it really wears down the interior line.
Ooh, he's out for a couple of weeks.
Should make the running game a little easier.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Gaffney sends a man in motion. Looking downfield. Here's an opening. And this pass is completed. Walker with the tackle at the 27.
See, you bet you didn't know that variation of that would work out of that formation too, eh?
First down.
You know what? I think you're doing just fine. You don't need me to call offense for you.
The home team have been doing a great job throwing on first down, and that's reflected.
See, now what I've got is I've got the tight end and the fullback both blocking that way.
Keep the defense off balance.
Johnson.
Which gives me a bit of an advantage, right?
They went with the running
It helps me to get out there.
When you're going to find some room and break loose into the secondary.
They need 6. Johnson. It's a fumble.
I don't think that was a fumble.
Yeah, I think I'm going to challenge that one too. I'm not going to catch him.
He's inside the 10. Well, we have a stoppage in play because the coach has decided to challenge the call. So what we're looking for here is whether one of his knees hit the ground before the ball came out.
Whether both of his knees and his right elbow and his face mask all hit the ground before the ball came out. Yeah. He was actually lying prone on the field and then the ball came out. Yeah, no kidding. That was most definitely not a fumble.
And it's worth the risk of losing a timeout.
First down marker just inside the 17. They've done very well on third down to this point. With the throw, and it's complete. Thompson with the stop at the 11.
Now this is one heck of a play. Look out. You're in a hole here on third down, and they come through with this perfect play that gets them a first and keeps the drive going.
Edwards in motion.
Well, that was interesting. They didn't really move a whole lot of people around on the front line there.
Nope.
For a short loss. He chases him down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
I'll tell you, he's one of the most knowledgeable defenders in the league. He knows how to play the game, and he always knows what's going on.
Gaffney with a man in motion. Dropping back, looking for a receiver. Gets the pass off.
Oh, again.
Jeez. Nobody can hang on to the ball here. Wow. Okay, well, we'll challenge that one too.
And after conversing with his coaches upstairs,
At least that one I managed to get over there and tackle the guy before he ran it all the way back, right?
coach is hoping to get it right here because that could be a big lift for the team.
What the official will
That
be
one looks like
looking
it's a
for
fumble.
here is to see
I don't
if
know.
the knee is down.
I couldn't tell. It
It's tough
depends
to
on if
say
his
with that
knees were
replay.
on the ground before
This
it
one
came
won't
out.
be easy.
Oh.
Didn't see any
It was engineered that way, right? The first fumble gets overturned, so another one will occur, right?
Ball changed the course of the game.
So we have
But at least I managed to tackle the guy before he could run it all the way back.
Stingers line up in trips bunch. Passing on first down. Throwing. The pass ball's incomplete. Great effort up front to put the pressure on.
And you'll see that kind of thing out of these guys a lot. They're big and they're strong and they're fast. Opposing offensive lines sure have their hands full when they get out in this field.
They'll go from the shotgun.
Oh, somebody jumped early.
Left
There's a
guard.
flag on the play.
Yeah, in the first half, we had all the penalties, right?
Was flagged for the false start.
We had like 3 penalties for 20 yards, too.
Easily avoided by just maintaining focus.
Inside their own 20. Farmer will work out of the shotgun. Drops back, gets rid of it. Almost intercepted. Despite good coverage, he forces the ball in there.
The quarterback can get a little excited out there at times. Maybe that's what caused him to rush the throw a bit.
Tightening up the coverage along the outside. Out of the shotgun. Dropping back, under pressure, throwing. Behind him.
Well, they aren't going to gain anything out of it anyway. I think the critical point is making the tackle after they recover the fumble, right?
Yeah, especially in that situation. Give them 10 yards. They need 15.
The offense, they're forced into a 3-and-out. Here's the punt. And he waves for the fair catch.
Oh, well, I'd be surprised now. I think we got that out of our system, and I'd be surprised to see another fumble in this game now.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
Wow, that was a great block.
Yep. That's why you send that fullback out there, though, right? Like that. And actually, this is a variant of back in Madden 03 at one time. Online, if you went online and looked, they had some diagrams of suggested plays that you could create with the play creator.
Yep.
And it wasn't the offset eye. What it was the I formation with twin wide receivers. But more or less, the fullback followed that same blocking pattern, and your halfback, like basically was running the sprint.
Yep.
Because the sprint gives you the option to either turn outside or to turn inside if the gap opens up on the inside, like it did.
That's right.
Here,
Yep.
Right? But the fullback blocking out wide there, if there's nobody out here for him to block, he'll keep going this way and maybe even pick up the cornerback or a safety or something later, right?
Yep.
And we go back to the game.
And that's where I got the idea to create that particular play. And I discovered that it works really well out of the offset eye, right?
Looks like he's changing the play. Shields, the motion man. Drops back. Slings it out to the left. And it's complete. And he steps out of bounds.
I haven't actually thrown that swing pass before.
Well, it worked out for you there.
Yeah, I drew this play quite some time ago this way because I was trying to find a better way to have optional pass routes out of that formation. And I guess maybe I'll have to look at that swing route again more often, right?
Edwards moves in motion.
Damn it.
Hughes stops him for negative yardage. He was met right at the line, might have even lost a little.
That was a case of the defense getting under the pads of the offensive line. Usually the team that gets the best leverage is going to control the line of scrimmage. When you run it into the middle, you have to have some push or movement up front. If you can't get that movement, it makes things very difficult for your running back.
Okay, this is interesting.
Directing traffic. Off balance throw. Ball, he makes the catch anyway. So that was a pickup of about...
That was just too much distance for that guy to make up.
Yeah, well, that's what I was hoping. I could get it out to that guy really fast. And if he catches it, then I'm going to get a first down, and there's not much they can do about it, right?
Executed very well on third down so far, and that's a big reason why they're ahead at the moment. Johnson comes in motion. Looking downfield.
Oh, come on!
He fails to had a player that was wide open in the second.
You don't get many chances.
See, this play is designed so I look this way, and if I see some, like I saw some movement out here, I didn't really stop to analyze what this guy was doing, but obviously he's coming on a blitz, but the pattern he took, it looked as though he might be playing a flat zone or something, right?
Yep.
And it kind of buggered up the corner route over here a little bit too, if I'd have waited for an extra second, I could have thrown it to this guy. But by then I was already looking at the other side, and he was wide open, right?
Yeah, he just dropped it.
And we're back.
But that's first year cupcake syndrome, right?
Yeah.
Pratt is ready to pump this one away. Not much hang time on this one.
Not much roll afterwards either.
It's because of the way that the field is shaped. It's just got like a bowl in the middle of it, right?
They line up in the I formation. Closing in.
Ooh,
Incomplete
boy.
pass. The incomplete
That
pass
should have been a fumble.
Second down. Only one man back. Drops back. Pressure. Gets the pass off. And he hits his target.
Well, he ran backwards and lost a few yards.
Pass for a 5-yard gain on second down. About 6 to go.
The defense really bears down on third down.
Dropping back. Pressure down.
Wow, the guy came through the... Whoa!
Don't move the other way. Like, just step up to it, man.
Oh.
He's glad he made that
Cupcake
catch. I'm
factor.
sure the
Well, not
quarterback
only
will
that,
look
but
his
you
way
had
again
like a great
when he
pass
gets
rush there
another
too.
first
Like
down.
the linebacker came through the middle untouched, right? That was a dice roll result. That was the result of a dice roll. They rolled the dice and it came up completed pass, right? Because everything that could have possibly gone wrong on that play,
Oh, and now look at this.
yeah, everything that could have possibly gone wrong on that play went wrong, right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Look at the speed this guy.
Boy, oh boy.
I think we got victimized by some cheese there.
Yeah, I'd say so, because I even took control of that guy myself and made that tackle, and I still missed the tackle.
I don't think that previous pass play should have had a hope of being completed.
Well,
To tell
they've
you
been
the truth.
pushing at it for a while, though, with the fucking fumbles.
Stingers are ready to kick this one off.
The whole
Yeah,
double
yeah.
fumble shit.
Yeah, the two fumbles and the drop pass and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they've been pushing,
To the 20.
trying to get back in the game and be all cheesy and phony baloney about it, right?
You can be sure that they made some adjustment. And they're going to come out more focused now.
Calling an audible now. Throws it. And it's complete. Thompson makes the stop at the 37-yard line. Ball on their own 37.
Okay, need the blocking to hold up. Come on.
Fullback handoff. Still
Yeah, just like that.
And nobody fumbled it.
4-yard line.
And nobody fumbled it.
Nice run. Picks up the first down.
Not fumbling is a good thing. That's just a bonus.
Found the right hole to get down the field and pick up the first down.
We got here now a nickel.
A nickel package. Edwards goes in motion.
Oh yeah.
Pick it up the middle.
On the ground. Race through. Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
Yeah, two-ton truck pulling a trailer.
They're going to
Yeah,
keep
still
this
managed to
one
get a
this
couple of yards,
The
so
guy seems to get stronger every time he touches the ball.
Rolls out to his left. Under pressure. Number 95 with the stop at the 46-yard line. He was brought down almost immediately.
He seems to be a little too willing to run. You got to look for the pass first And then
You had to run there.
Yeah, you can't throw that pass, right? Like, you just can't.
Hutchinson in motion. Dropping back, closing in.
Oh, come on.
Good play in the backfield. The rookie broke up
I
the
expect a
play
little
and
better
sacked the
protection than that when I have an extra guy in. Oh, he just ran over him,
because of his pure physical talent.
right?
Yep.
Okay, I don't think I actually have to kick this. I can wait for the third quarter to run out.
Will come into this game to punt. Schmidt into return.
And then you can run some time off the clock in the fourth quarter by punting it.
So at the end of the third quarter, score is 20-7. And we'll start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know why a running back, when he gets overmatched like that, doesn't just go down and cut block the guy instead, right?
Here's the punt.
Well, that wasn't a bad one.
They were very efficient on their last drive, relying on the running game as they moved down the field. And let's see if
Yeah,
they
relying
can
on
run
the
game.
cheese
So they
fucking
have
game
first and 10 here.
as they move down the field.
Pressure, throws it. This one falls incomplete. The defender just keyed off on it.
I don't know, like I said, when I'm in a situation where I'm trying to throw a pass and I'm that close to getting sacked, I can't even get rid of the ball, right? Like, it won't let me complete the throwing motion.
Playing back.
But he seems to be able to throw the ball away no matter how much you're on top of him, right?
Dropping back. Gets rid of it. This pass is incomplete. Too tall for the intended target.
Well, I think that was just overthrown.
Well, you had two zone defenders right in the area too, so,
Try to convert.
you know.
Here's what both teams have
Not that
done
I think their
on third
coverage made a difference there, because I don't think they had very good coverage on them. But
Well, it probably helped with the dice roll though, right? Oh, because a lot of this is still dice roll football, right? I mean, that pass that they completed just before the touchdown run, in order to even complete that pass,
that safety had to run the wrong way.
yeah, but also there was a linebacker who came through the line in the middle of the formation, untouched, and he could not get there fast enough to stop the quarterback from throwing that pass. Like, really? You know, sometimes it's just really, really,
It's first and 10.
you know, it doesn't matter what you do
Looks like he's calling an audible.
on the play, right?
Changing the play now. He tucks it away. Hand stops him at the 49-yard line. Just about a 3-yard gain. Ball at midfield. Gaffney sends a man in motion. Looking for a receiver with the pass. Great throw. Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
Yeah, 2-ton truck pulling a trailer.
Gaffney.
It's a good thing there wasn't much pressure there, because I had to look for a while.
First down marker just inside the 43.
Consistent success on third down, which they've had, usually translates into a win.
Calling an audible now. Throws it. And it's complete.
Oh, come on!
Doesn't get enough
My
conversion.
God.
It's a fourth down.
See, and look at this, right? Insta sack. Like, what's this guy doing? How come that guy isn't doing anything? Like, basically, they just let that guy come through the middle untouched, right? If that hadn't been a really, really fast pass,
You would have got sacked.
I would have got sacked.
Offense couldn't get it done, and they'll line up to punt. Very shallow punt.
That's a good one.
Yep. See, they're pulling out all the stops because on that play, that was just offensive linemen fucking up, right? You know, like there's 5 of them there, so if they bring 5 guys in the middle, well, those 5 guys in the middle should be the blocking priorities, right?
Yep. Oh, I thought that's what the name of that play was.
What? Offensive linemen fuck up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 to go. Press coverage on the outside.
And I don't know why, but every now and then they just open up a big hole and just let a defender run through.
Throwing. And this pass is complete.
Oh, that was just misplayed by the corner there. Going for the interception
Good
again.
read, finding the single coverage in the secondary. 1st and 10.
The way this feels, it almost feels like no matter what I do, something will eventually go wrong and derail me, right?
At the 32-yard
You know, like I haven't managed to score any points in the second half at all.
32. Pressure coming, rolling right, and he's tackled behind the line.
That's another sack.
6
Yep.
sacks. Not only is the offensive line getting outplayed, but the quarterback is holding on to the ball too long. After the sack, they'll be looking at 3rd and long here. Press coverage on the outside.
Yeah, go get him again.
From the gun, dropping back with the throw.
Oh, well, at least the safety made the play on that.
The safety almost made the catch on that.
The quarterback felt a little pressure on that one.
I think he threw that one away again. Really early.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the corner was doing there. Looks like
Well,
he just
yeah, it looks like
got
he
beat.
He blew the jam attempt completely and got really badly beaten, right?
Armstrong will come in.
But that's why you have your safeties back there.
Here's the punt. And he signals for the fair catch.
Well, I guess I'll just try and use up as much off the clock as I can
1st and 10.
before I have to kick it away again.
That's a solid plan.
Calling an audible. Shields moves in motion. Passing on 1st down. Throwing short to the right side. Incomplete pass. They can't complete that short pass. And it's 2nd down.
Yeah, they're really dialing up the blitz.
Yeah, they're coming in pretty hard, all right. And look at this, they got everybody on the line here.
Looks like he's changing the play.
They still got everybody on the line.
Yeah, I know, but this way at least I can get rid of the ball quickly.
Throwing on the run. He hits his receiver. Johnson records the tackle at the 39. He found a soft spot on the defense and was right there to make the catch.
The thing about a pass like that is it cuts down on the time the defender has to react to where the ball's headed.
See, my numbers aren't all that bad. It's just that it seems like every time I get, you know, eventually I get to a point where something goes wrong, right?
Yep.
Drops back under pressure.
Like
And
that.
there it is again, right? I was just in the middle of the throwing motion. And you know what? That's
again, right? I don't know what I can do in order to do that. Leave the tight end in the block, I guess.
Yeah, that's about all you could do. If they're going to keep sending extra guys like that, that might be your only option.
Forces a 3 and out. Here's the kick. They'll start this one where it went out.
Ah, good punt, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I need to have a good day doing something. The thing is that things appeared to be going pretty smoothly in the first half, right?
It's 1st and 10. Looks like they'll play bump and run.
And then suddenly the wheels just fell off, and it all started with that fumble where we lost possession when we were in the red zone, right?
He tucks it away, and he just got level.
Yeah, you know that whole deal about what happens when an unstoppable force hits an immovable object? Well, the unstoppable force won that one.
It's the in-game momentum system,
Coverage
man.
on the outside. From the gun. Gets rid of it. He hits his receiver. Ooh, that one will leave a mark.
He got hit so hard he darn near had to take a taxi back to the stadium.
Good looking play there as they pick up the first down and keep the drive alive. Ball on their own 35. Quick, the lone back, throwing on first down. With the throw, pass ball's
Well, our
incomplete.
curl flat guy blew it, but the man coverage guy was
The
there.
ball arrives and he knocks it loose.
He played that well. You know, it looked like he knew exactly where that route was going.
They'll play things tighter on the outside. Dropping back, closing in, throws it, and he makes no, he can't hold it in. Penalty
So if you
marker down.
decline, it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, okay. We'll decline and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And this is the 5th
Well,
play.
it gives them only one chance instead of 2, right?
That's right.
Only one man in the backfield. Pressure gets the pass off. Taylor with the stop at the 37. Number 85.
And as it turns out, that looked like it was the right choice, eh?
This time around.
Yeah, this time around, at least.
I just wanted to get them off the field, really.
Here's the punt. And he chooses not to return this one. 1st and 10. Bennett goes in motion. Johnson.
Well,
You got back to the line of scrimmage.
this guy's no Calvin Allen, that's for sure.
The
Nope.
motor's always running at 100%, and he's got the experience to diagnose plays very quickly.
So it's 2nd and 10. Stingers come out in a nickel package. Gaffney sends a man in motion. Surveying the field. With the
Oh, come on!
way too
I
Overthrow.
finally get a chance, right?
And then you
Look,
get an
look at that.
overthrow.
This was set up perfectly too, because they brought a blitz again, but I left the tight ends on both sides in to block,
And yeah, they sent a lot of guys.
and he was open. He had his man beaten. That is so frustrating.
to the game.
The scripted overthrow.
Nickelback in this time. Tolo moves in motion. Throws it. And he makes the grab.
Well, you made the first down.
Done for
Yeah.
For a first down.
This time, see, I moved him all the way out there and left him in the block. I figured I'd have him out wide in case they blitz that linebacker, right?
Back to the play on the field.
You know what? I'm going to try and go back there again.
1st and 10. They come out in the nickel. Johnson, the motion man. Going to the air on 1st down. He surveys the field on the run. He
got it.
and he steps out of bounds. At the 41. Put the sticks
It was a little worrying whether he would have kept that in bounds or not because he's a halfback, but he did.
Play a little pitch and catch.
It's 1st and 10. Calling it audible. Gaffney with a man in motion. They'll get it again. Sawyer takes him down at the 37.
Well, positive yards, eh?
7 yards to go. Off to the back. Johnson with
And a little bit of plus yardage again.
Just about a 3-yard gain.
He'll be able to run it below 4 minutes now.
Yeah.
Seventh play of this drive. A little over 4 to go. These 3rd downs haven't been much of an obstacle, and it's helped them to take the lead. Throws it. He hits his receiver. Gaffney is closing in on 300 yards passing.
Look at that. I've thrown for 300 yards and I've only managed to put up 13 points. Right? Like, wow.
It's 1st and 10.
That's what you call some bad breaks, right?
Looks like he's changing the play. Sawyer makes the tackle.
You know what? I think Rotolo is a good running fullback.
Yeah, I'd say so. You've been having lots of success with him and decent success with Shields.
Calling an audible. To carry it. Seymour is the guy who's there to bring him down at the 23.
Oh, that'll take us to 2 minutes.
Two minutes to the final gun. The defense has had difficulty stopping them on 3rd down. Gaffney with a man in motion. We'll get the call again.
Oh, this is going to be big. Face mash, too. Wow.
Yeah,
But that's going to stop the
that's
clock.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're at the 8-yard line now. I'm going to just try and run to get inside the 5 so that I can pooch kick a field goal through, right? I think that's definitely the strategy to follow here. I'm going to treat the 5 as the goal line, basically.
The defense lines up in the nickel. This one is handed off. Parrott pulls him down at the 5-yard line. 5 more yards.
See, they just spent a timeout.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Changing the play now. Hands it off to the fullback. And he's brought down.
And they spent another one.
Yep, I just need another yard.
5 yards for a touchdown.
And then it can be 3 quick tap field goal, right?
I might even try it from here, honestly.
To their ability to convert on 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm just going to pound it into the middle again here.
Another run.
There, mission accomplished.
Now watch how this defense comes up with a big stop. They're backed up in their own end zone trying to keep those guys off the board, and they make a play like that. That's a heck of a defensive play.
Oops, I bounced off the button there. I didn't run the clock as much as I could have, but...
Oh well.
The home team are lined up for the kickoff.
But we have a 16-point lead, so they need a touchdown and a 2-pointer, and then another touchdown and another 2-pointer. And yes, the kicking game has been enough of a adventure in this game too that I'm a little bit. I was probably a little nervous when I was kicking the field goal too.
Arizona needs 2 scores to get back into this one.
Well, that's fine. It's not a big deal.
The corners are moving up to press the receivers. Looks like he's calling an audible. Only one man in the backfield. Number 85 goes in motion. Dropping back to pass on 1st down.
Whoa, that's a good start.
Lose yardage on that tackle. Looks like he's
That's
changing the play.
7.
Press coverage on the outside.
He's 1 away from his own record again, hey?
Pressure coming. Slings it to the
Almost got
outside.
one from the other side.
Yep.
This one falls incomplete. We're just about down to 1 minute. Farmer scans the defense from the gun. Drops back.
There, you got one from that side.
Directing traffic.
And now they're going to go on 4th down. 4th and 22.
Looking for an option with the throw. He couldn't control it. So
Okay.
they can't convert.
That was never going to turn into anything.
But
No,
now
it
you
wasn't.
have to try for it. When you talk about 4th down situations, this is what you're talking about. Of course, now they give the ball back, and you talk about failed 4th down conversion.
Shields, the man in motion. Tosses it right. Hands off to the
Oh,
tailback.
there's Sawyer in there messing things up. What a
Yeah, well,
guy.
it's always him in there too, right?
Yep, what a guy.
11
They actually
yards.
still called the timeout there too.
Yeah, they did.
Stingers come out in a nickel package. He sees something in the defense.
Their safeties are playing pretty deep there now, though.
Hands it off to the fullback. Number 95 makes the play at the 9. And a pickup of about 2.
I'm guessing that they think I'm going to try and pass here or something.
So now we have 3rd and
You don't
goal.
have any reason to pass.
No, I don't. So I'm not going to.
Nice job so far on 3rd down for the offense, and we'll see if that continues here.
They're lined up in the quarter defense.
No, it's a dime, right?
Oh, is it a dime?
Yeah, but they've got some sort of a zone defense out here. That's why I moved that tight end over. Maybe I can overpower the left side of the defense and get a touchdown in the dying seconds here.
Tosses it left. With the
Or not.
Or at least make it across the line of scrimmage. Well, I guess we'll let the clock run down and then I'll call a timeout and see if I can kick another field goal here.
Game film this week paying off. When you know what they like to run.
Gaffney wanted some time to sort things out.
I'll have to kick this one for real, but miss or not, the game will be over anyway at the end of this play.
And it's up.
There you
Oh,
go.
he really got into that one. Easy.
Because it helps our kicker to improve, right?
Yep.
Every successful field goal attempt will actually help him improve his attributes over the course of the season, so that's why I did that.
And every missed field goal will help him get worse.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm... okay, again. I'm really not sure how I feel about the result of this game. I mean, we won the game, but I just feel like it shouldn't have been this close.
Yeah, they didn't play well enough for it to be this close. It's just, those 2 fumbles and then that stupid cheesy pass where the safety moved out of the way of the ball, followed by that long run.
Yeah. Oh, well. So I ended up, I was at, 84 yards rushing at the end of the first half, and I couldn't do anything after that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, basically they shut you down offensively almost entirely in the second half.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, look at this. I was 71% on my red zone scoring because of those 2 fumbles, right?
Yep.
Wow, that hurts. They didn't even make it into the red zone. You didn't allow them in the red zone. Look at the time of possession too, right? Like, we should have beat these guys up the way that the time of possession was and everything.
Just those bad breaks.
And your defense, you just rough those guys up. Like, wow. No?
Even with these cupcake players.
Yeah. And I completed 72% of my passes for 276 yards. Like, how do you put up numbers like that and not have any success? And he ended up with 64 yards on 20 carries.
You just about ran the ball 40 times in this game.
I ran the ball a lot in this game, but look at this, see? Like I said, I didn't have any, like big runs or anything like that, but I just had just enough success to keep doing it, right?
Yep.
Just enough to keep going there. It was worth it to keep going there.
Well, once we had the lead, you could keep going there anyways, just to get the clock to run.
Well, and protect the ball, right? So yeah, that's 36, 38, 39, 40, 41. 41 rushing attempts. So I guess if you count, yeah, I did. I pulled the ball down and scrambled. So I guess you could say 40 rushing attempts to 36 passes, right? But we had 5, 6, 7, 8 drop passes in this game too, which is kind of a lot.
Well, hopefully they'll get better.
And our fullback had the longest pass reception. And defensively, Vince Freeborg had 9 tackles and 7 sacks. And this guy, I think Jimmy Taylor, he's going to be the player of the game with that 53-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah, maybe. Especially because quarterback check wasn't really a factor in this game.
Yeah, well, and I think they'll also, that interception gave us the start that we needed.
Yep.
Right? So let's see how, he didn't do all that well. He was 12 of 27 for 121 yards. And they gave the ball to Quick there 13 times for 79 yards. Because he had that one long run, right?
Yeah, without that long run, he would have had a crappy yardage total.
Yeah, he would have. And they had 4 drop passes.
Which is kind of a lot for a non-cupcake team.
Yeah. But then again, though, I think that those drops sometimes are somewhat on the quarterback, too. Because, like I was saying today, I was playing an exhibition game with the lifers today. And I was playing with my rookie quarterback who had a very low awareness and a very low accuracy rating.
Yep.
And even when I was hitting receivers with the ball, they were dropping it. Like, he had 11 drop passes in one half of football, right?
Yep.
He completed 28% of his passes, if you can believe that. Yeah. Can you imagine me completing 28% of my passes?
Well, I mean, I don't know. The fucking 20 drop passes that one game.
Yeah. Anyway, there's Damon Sawyer with 10 tackles.
In there like a dirty shirt.
Yep, he was everywhere at once, that guy. And then there's Walker and Thompson, and then they had this guy at middle linebacker. But they only had 5 tackles for a loss for how many runs that I did, right? And that guy sacked me twice. Man, oh man. They only had 1 pass deflection. And then there was that fumble. That's a good thing I managed to tackle that guy, too, because that was a cornerback, right, that recovered that. If I hadn't managed to tackle him
He would have outrun everyone.
with Gaffney there, he would have scored a touchdown, and this would have been a different game. You made him punt 9 times. So, anyway, what was that guy's name? That cornerback?
Oh, I don't even remember now.
His name escapes me now, but I think he's the player of the game.
Nope.
It's Vince Freeborg with 7 sacks.
Almost all of his tackles were also sacks.
Yep. He's piling them up. He's just like Cedric Perry, only better.
Yep, because he's a little faster.
Yeah. Anyway, that one was a tough one. It was a hard-fought game, but we came out on top.
Indeed.
So we're 3-0 now.
That we are.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be 3-0 at this point, but so far so good. Anyway, I guess that's it until next time.
I'm RecV5.
And I am Sandman99, and I hope you enjoyed our game.
Have a good one.